I just want to say, I told you so. Bron Breakker versus Jey Uso for the Intercontinental Championship was the main event of Raw. And exactly what I said was going to happen happened. And Bron Breakker defeated Jey Uso with some help, of course, from the Bloodline 2.0. But I want to talk about why this was a good decision. Can we agree?
I'm for this, by the way.
Okay, so we can agree. That's what I was asking you.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm okay with Jey losing.
Okay.
That's fine.
So the reason I even wanted to ask about this is because Twitter went insane after he lost. They went bananas. And I get it. If you're a big Jey Uso fan, or if you're a big fan of anybody who has a short title reign, hello, hi, it's happened to me. Obviously, I'm a fan of all the heels, and they don't always have the longest title reigns. I get it. You're gonna be upset no matter how it happens or whatever. But we said from the beginning when he beat Bron Breakker, shockingly beat him, mind you, on an episode of Raw. So he deserved to lose the title on Raw, in my opinion. You didn't win it at a PLE, so you don't lose it at a PLE, in my opinion.
Ooh, okay.
We said from the beginning that this was weird timing to give him a singles title run because Survivor Series wasn't that far away. And we knew, because we've known since the beginning of the Bloodline 2.0, that Survivor Series War Games would inevitably be Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0. None of it even happened yet, but you could already, it was one of the easiest predictions of the year, probably. So giving him the Intercontinental Championship for 28 days seemed like this was going to be the end anyway. You knew that it was going to have to happen. He was going to have to lose it before Survivor Series. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. I think this was the right move. I say to all the people who were arguing with me about short title runs, how does it feel? You told me it didn't matter. You told me it didn't matter, but now all of you are complaining, so it does matter.
I have two quotes.
Okay.
That I want to share. One is my own.
Okay.
Actually, no, not my own. We're gonna start with Bron Breakker. Okay. When this man dropped this bar, I was all in on Bron Breakker winning this match.
Okay.
Keep in mind where they are. I'm not here for a cheesesteak. I'm here to take what's mine.
That's right.
That man was out for blood if you were refusing a cheesesteak in Philadelphia.
Well, I would too. I can't eat cheese. So
you know what? Okay.
He's my spirit animal.
Okay. Back to my quote. Okay. Because it relates to what we're talking about and continuing the conversation. If you haven't been following the Bloodline story, you are sad that Jey lost. That is what I have to say to you. Because the Bloodline story is probably at the best it's been since they've introduced these, the rogue Bloodline, Bloodline 2.0, whatever, with how they have introduced Jey back into the fold. Because now what it means is that Jey, where they were Jey came out on SmackDown.
Yep.
And then did his thing.
That was the clue right there.
Right there, right in front of you.
You all knew.
That was the clue. And then they pop up and they buy the tickets. He says, I got tickets. Yeet. Like, oh, incredible.
You know what the other clue was?
What?
Jey coming out through the entrance ramp.
Oh, true. He didn't come out
when he came out like a normal superstar, I said it out loud to my sister. I was like, oh, he's losing. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, he came out. He didn't come out through the crowd. He's losing.
He also, Bron kicked out of the spear into the splash. That was the moment. That was the moment I'm like, this is okay.
I thought it was over. I thought it was over because that's all it took for Bron to lose.
Then he
So
learns. He learns from his lesson.
Yeah. So I think, you know, so I have so many feelings on this too, because, and I said it from the beginning, that I felt like Bron was going to be the one that win it back.
As he should.
And I felt like this was really just to pad Jay's resume. That's really what I think this was. And I'm not saying that
deserved.
Sure, you can say he deserved it because he was like one of the most over people on the roster, so I'm not taking anything away from him. Obviously, you hear the yeets, you see the shirts, you see how the entire arena will be going crazy for him. So sure, reward him by giving him a title run. But I still think that this was just a way for him to be able to say that he was a singles champion. And it's kind of unfortunate that it came the way that it did, because I feel Bron didn't need to lose the title. But this was just what they did. It's like, why not just have him take it off Sammy, or not have Sammy win? Like, I don't know. It's just like a bunch of mess.
To me, it's all about the title. Like, Jay finally gets away from his family. He finally wins a title on his own. And then as soon as he pokes his nose back into the family's business, they come to him and saying, join us. You know, you want to be on this side of the bloodline, this side of the table. And they say that they're trying to help him, which I believe that in kayfabe, obviously, they were there to help him. They were there to help him, okay? Because the way
in their way,
that's what I mean, in their way. But as soon as Jay hit our poor guy Tonga with a super kick, it was all over. And then that's when they were going to turn all that, and then Jacob for 2.
Okay, Diaz says, yes, the wrong decision was giving him the title. He didn't need that. He already has a legendary career, and the bloodline is personal. At least that's what people say about McIntyre. At least it's what people say about McIntyre. This is what I was saying. He already had a Hall of Fame career. They weren't ever going to say, oh, man, if only Jay had been Intercontinental Champion, then he'd be a Hall of Famer, or then he would have a more memorable career. You know what I mean?
I hate to say it.
What?
Because it's been treated so well over the past 2 years, whatever. The Intercontinental Championship was used as a prop for the first time in a long time
for Jay,
with Jey Uso.
That's why I'm saying
it was a prop. Yeah.
It was.
Oh, were you gonna go? Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say it was literally to pad his resume. That was it.
No. I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm not. No. That's not why I'm saying prop.
Okay.
I'm saying a prop to get him back into the bloodline storyline.
Okay.
You needed something that people could see.
Tangible. Yeah.
Exactly. Something people could see, and that it was pretty obvious. And that was it. It also helps that Pat stats, all that, wrestling statistics. But for the story, it got him back in, because what was the thing that kept him? He couldn't win it. Like, he won it on his own, and he was on his own. He was doing well on his own. Now he's being sucked in. The bloodline didn't affect him until now, until Jimmy asked for help, till he stuck his nose in. It's all, and that's going back to my original quote. If you haven't been following the bloodline story, you are sad that Jay lost.
I don't know. I mean, I agree he could have done it, but I also don't think that it would be wise to have him spending a lot of time on SmackDown and taking the championship away from Raw.
Exactly.
That was my biggest issue, is that
I hate to agree with you, Sarah. You're right.
Yeah, that was my biggest issue, is that's what we were trying to avoid with the mid-card titles. That was our biggest issue with Logan Paul being off SmackDown for so long as the US champion. So I didn't want to see it again with anybody having the Intercontinental. I said, please, McIntyre dropped the title at Mania in 5 minutes for a storyline. Jay had 28 days. They can't complain. Exactly.
DS no ball.